Local Sunbury councilman and one of my opponents for mayor of Sunbury, Mr. Joe Bartello.
Okay. I guess after everything you heard there, it's pretty evident and important that we understand that strong local government is the keystone to preserving human freedom. Life and liberty are secure only so long as the right of property is secure. Property rights are essential to liberty. The highest level of prosperity occurs when there is free market economy and a minimum of government regulation. A free people cannot survive under a Republican Constitution unless they remain virtuous and morally strong. George Washington said, "There is no security for property, for reputation, for life, if the sense of religious obligation is lost from among the people. Their oaths in court and their oaths in assuming high office would become meaningless." So many of you know who I am already from the city council, but this November I'm also running to be your mayor here in Sunbury. We're at a critical juncture in Sunbury's history, which could lead to widely contrasting futures. It is the responsibility of your elected officials to be proactive and make an effort to attract businesses and manufacturers to Sunbury through lower taxes and fees and a clean, well-kept city. Currently, the city does more to keep businesses and jobs out of Sunbury with high taxes and fees and an uncooperative code office. Garbage and cigarette butts line our streets in the downtown, and the city has fallen prey to CEDACOG and their regionalized everything approach with a one-size-fits-all planning and zoning codes. Their suburbia codes don't work in an urban setting. Urbanism is mixed use. In a city like Sunbury, the ebb and flow of housing is as follows. The downtown area, with its high density, is where young people can find housing above the stores and restaurants. It's small, it's cheap, affordable housing, and it's where the action is. As they start families, they move to the neighborhoods throughout the city, further from downtown, sort of the middle distance, but still within walking distance of the downtown, in a little house with a little yard, and the kids can walk to everything without being driven by mom. By middle age, you're doing better, hopefully, and want to live in a bigger house at the edge of the city on a larger property. Then as you get older and driving becomes more of a challenge, you move back to the downtown, where you can walk to your daily needs and live in a smaller, maintenance-free housing. Variety in housing and clean, safe housing is extremely important to the community, so people don't have to leave the city to find the kind of housing they want to live in. We live in a beautiful city where we can walk and bike, but over the past 20 years we have lost our mass transit system. We no longer have a bus that takes us to the mall. We no longer have buses that take us anywhere. It's time we need to invest more money back into our buses and mass transit so that we can get around the city better. Our current majority of City Council and the Redevelopment Authority have it wrong. We should not be seizing homes and demolishing them. Absolutely. Most of these homes are able to be rehabbed and sold to young families. Tearing down affordable housing to build luxury townhouses makes no sense in a community that's trying to attract young families. The city has the most to gain by putting young families in these empty houses. and should be doing everything we can to make it happen. The core unit which determines the strength of any society is the family, and therefore the government should foster and protect its integrity. Our downtown also needs our support, and it is the local government's responsibility to promote and encourage shopping in our downtown. Currently, the city does not. The city needs to encourage a safe, comfortable, family-friendly shopping and dining experience in the Sunbury downtown. It is the heart of our city. Keeping our city safe, comfortable, and friendly does not mean mass surveillance with cameras on every street corner. This rally today is about protecting our Fourth Amendment rights to privacy. The cameras we have in our city now are accessible by the government and have audio recording capabilities. This issue goes beyond keeping our city safe from criminals. Should we surrender our right to privacy for a camera system that has not been proven to be effective in any town or city that has a system like it already? There were criminals 50 years ago, and cameras were unnecessary. We should be putting the money it will take to maintain these cameras into supporting our police force and increasing their responses to 911 calls to 100%. The locations that have been selected as prime spots to place the cameras include the community pool and softball fields, the playground and the riverfront. Are these high crime areas? Why is it necessary to monitor areas that are not known to be a place of violence or crime? As with any technology, these cameras can be tapped by outside individuals who could use the footage for malicious purposes and make the cameras an enabler to crime in these safe areas. I have voted against the camera system every time. I even voted against accepting the money from Congressman Carney in the first place. It is important that it is understood that the taxpayers did not pay for these cameras. It was a grant from the government to add cameras to our city. Again, adding to the suspiciousness of the cameras in the first place. Strong local government is the keystone to preserving human freedom. If you are not registered to vote, please register at the table over here and become involved in your community. If your tax money is being spent on something you disagree with, tell the mayor and council. If the people do not stand up and defend themselves in their community, no change will ever occur. Help us gain control of the council with a 3-person majority so that we can make the necessary changes to create a freer community in Sunbury that is more prosperous, where privacy is protected, and where liberty thrives. Thank you.